Hello and welcome to Random Packet Loss. My name is Maxi, and today we have round 1, game 1 at the Leisure Games Store Championship in North London. So on the left we have Ollie playing Whizzard and Barry on the right playing Next Design. So this is a lovely identity that isn't used very often. It basically just says, once you've got your opening hand, you may install up to 3 ice from it on different servers and then draw back up to 5. Unfortunately, Barry mulliganed into a hand with no ice. So, great ability. Great ability. I mean, what can you say? That's just really unfortunate, because usually these decks run something like 22 ice or something stupid just to take full advantage of the ID ability. And to add insult to injury, the ID only has 12 influence. So yeah. Well, it looks like we're just gonna start off with draw with Jackson Howard. And then install and pop a advanced assembly lines to install. Looks like some ice, something sideways. I mean, like, the ice wasn't in his opening hand. It has to be something. Can't be too far down. So hopefully we'll see soon what type of wizard Ollie is on. There are a few around at the moment. You've got kind of standard Temujin Wiz. You've got sort of standard Dumble Forks and even some sort of Siphon variants going on. But looks like Ollie's just going to sort of trash the Jackson, as you do. Install Data Sucker, run Central, see a Ravana, so not be giving anything away quite yet. Sorry. I should note that Quorum is legal for this tournament. This is so Quorum had only been out for like a couple of days at this point, so I imagine so Cipher is about, but there's also some court cards which are interesting. There's Macrophage. There's a really interesting piece of ice to deal with Anarchs and Medium Digs. Here's a get a run HQ vanilla. Yeah, seems fine. Barry has found his ice finally. Again, there's probably so much in the deck that he's just. I feel with Barry. That's really unfortunate. I played a hardcore version very briefly. This card, it's just one of the main reasons why Next Design just isn't really seen, which is unfortunate because it's a really neat ability, but it's just not as good as ETF, unfortunately. So Ollie's trashing his slums, so probably not going to need it too much in this matchup, to be fair. But he's going to set a remote and take some money, so nothing too much going on at the moment, but Barry probably really wants to rush a bit here, because like usually, especially at the moment, sort of like runners tend to dominate the late game. Like, if Ollie can get set up, it's going to be very difficult for Barry to come back. We just saw Ollie power sight the vanilla and then go for a dirty laundry for food, so it seems very nice. Still hard to say exactly what form of wizard he's on, but I suspect it's sort of like a Dumbledore type thing. There's the same old thing there, and you can see some Davids in hand. Often Temujin Wiz doesn't play either of those cards. No, it's looking like a good start for Ollie here. Yeah. But Barry's got a lot of money, but not that much. The good news is that because of his very high ice density, we'll be able to replace trashed ice quite easily. But of course, it's not just the fact that the ice is gone, it's just the economy you spent rezzing it, and there's another agenda.
Turn three. Oh, yeah,
Let's go and test that Jackson. Chewing there. It's going to be slightly problematic for Ollie. But it looks, I think I saw David in his hands, so it's not going to be that problematic. Yeah, unfortunately, just the rush. The next design decks tend to try and be rush decks because of the early ice advantage, and that just really hasn't happened for Barry. He really wanted to kind of like set up a remote turn one, maybe, I don't know if he wants to like sort of just install an agenda in it and just try and get that going early on.
My games in Dark Souls seem to take ages, and I completely missed the lunch break.
Looks like we're getting an upgrade in the Jackson server. Could be an Ash, could be a Breaker Bay, it's hard to really say at this point. We haven't seen much, we haven't really seen any asset economy from Barry yet. It's all been hedges and laterals.
You'd have in terms like.
Fortunately, I've noticed lately that sort of like the standard Jammy HB economy suite just doesn't really seem to cut it these days. And I'm not entirely sure why, because I seem to remember background sort of UK Nationals time, Jammy HB was a pretty strong deck. Like, you know, it still wasn't on the level of CTM, but it was decent, and you could get like a really nice sort of economy engine going with your with all your operations, but nowadays it just doesn't seem to work. I think that Temujin just sort of requires the Corp to sort of just play more expensive cards, maybe, or just go a bit faster and it doesn't seem to cut it. I think you kind of need Adonises these days, which is unfortunate because they're just a bit slow and they can be trashed, and Gem HB was a couple of nice answers to that. So yeah, while I've been talking, it's just been Ollie's been clearing and liberated, gambling, gaining money. Here comes a David. Barry's just been kind of fortifying his centrals, taking some money. Not too much happening right now, but again, at the moment, in kind of this current meta, if the game's going slowly, the run's usually winning. That's at least my sort of interpretation of it. Obviously, there are exceptions to that, but yeah, especially if you're a Glacier deck. Yeah, Ollie's just going to run that remote, force the Jackson, see what that upgrade is. Just it seems fair. Like, ooh, is that a? I'm not sure what that is. I think that might be a Highline Grid. It's some hot jank. That's what it is. Whatever it is, it's nonsense. No, but Barry often takes kind of off-meta nonsense to tournaments, and to be fair, like, a lot of the time does pretty well with it. Like, I got destroyed by a Brundle Rush deck he brought to a G&K once, which just, you know, just used its early econ advantage just to rush and just force tags on me and just murder me. It was really quite brutal. But no, it's just nothing to happen in this game. There's a wild side, yeah. I mean, we kind of already established that it was looking like it was double forks anyway, but that's very much confirms it. Yes, Ollie's got a lot of his rig set up already now. He's really just short a Chronotype on a Fat and a Faust. And I guess maybe Cipher as well. I assume he's running Cipher because it is really kind of a boon to double forks. But there's a lot of discussion as to, you know, how much do you lean into Cipher. I've been running 2 Cipher and an extra Deja Vu for more parasites, but a lot of people just play the 1 Cipher as like a nice little extra thing. And it's hard to really say what the correct version is. Cipher's a very powerful card, but it's also, if you lean into it too hard, I think it can be a bit slow. Just due to the fact that you can only kill 1 piece of ice a turn, and I have had multiple games when I'm playing Cipher where I've gotten to the end of my deck and I've got like a Parasite and 2 Deja Vus in hand. I'm like, oh, I want to use these to like kill ice, but it's just you're looking at 5 turns without having any food for Faust, and it's just not worth it. Oh, so we've got a run on R&D with a medium. That's a Vikram. Not seen a lot of Vikram lately. It's still quite a strong piece of ice. I guess the fact that it has traces on it is unfortunate. With like a lot of people, well, so some people are playing sort of link-based decks. You don't want to have another piece of ice that's effectively blank. Looks like Ollie's gonna. I think he might be using a combination of David's and clicks. I'm not sure what click this is. The thing is with Vikram is that it's not face checking it isn't like the worst thing. Like the fact that brain damages are traces means that worst comes to worst, often you can just pay through them and then just bounce. And obviously the thing saying you can't use programs doesn't matter if you just immediately jack out. It's not like Itchy where if you face check that too late in your turn, you're just set completely behind. But it's still an annoyance, and Ollie's going to want to find a way to deal with it, such as Parasite, very shortly. Yeah, those data sucker tokens are going to do a lot of work for Ollie here. Like, I imagine. I mean, he either has to wait 2 turns or maybe start farming some more suckers. But either way, Barry's not really putting on any pressure, so Ollie's quite happy just to let this Parasite tick up, gain money, just get his engine going, maybe find his Faust. But it looks like we've got a Biotic from Barry, which will... I feel like he has to fire this just because, yeah, he's going to fire it. When you're this far behind, you just need to... You just really need the boost that an AVT gives you just to try and get yourself back in the game. Oh, another truing. Haha, nice, nice. So install Magnet, and Resit, which of course pulls the Parasite onto it and blanks it. That's that's really nice. I love that. So now Ollie's going to have to find another Parasite maybe, or something else to deal with that Vikram. But it gives Barry a bit of breathing room here. Magnet is quite an annoying piece of ice for these sorts of decks because obviously you can't Parasite it. So really the only way to destroy it is spooned. Oh, but there's another GFI. That's just, yeah. It's just not going well for Barry, and you know, Ollie's just going straight back in. Yeah.
How did you get your money?
And yeah, just hammer HQ. Why not? Gain some data sucker tokens. Gain some money. We get here. No. Okay, so we know that Barry's hand is Itchy and Biotic. I think Barry's going to gain a bunch of money and possibly just start jamming things in this remote. Because double chewing is annoying for him for Ollie to deal with, especially with only one David. Yeah, in fact, I mean, he can still run first click and David one and click through the other, but yeah, it's a tricky one because as Barry, you need to time it right so that Ollie's gonna, you know, either not run the agenda or run it when it isn't an agenda. It just becomes a bit of a mind game thing. Just kind of tough to do. I think Barry's just... Oh, but Barry purged. That seems fair. Like, those data suckers are going to be a huge problem, but if we can't defend HQ, then that's not going to do much. And here comes Faust. Yeah, and... Barry's got a long way to go still. Ollie trashing Parasite for memory, which is, you want to do anyway, just so you can recur it later.
1, 2, 3. Yep.
Do you want access?
Yep, just more money for Barry. Just hoping that he can get enough to keep him in this game. Yeah, here comes a spoon, I imagine, on R&D.
Oh, those are 2 really quick games.
Is that going to be a jack out? Or is he going to continue on through?
It's kind of...
I mean, he'll have 1 click left, so he could... No, it looks like he was just spooned the magnet jack out.
I think possibly...
What he really want, like, if he has a forked in hand, the next turn he can forked click 1, double click David to kill the Vikram, and at that point he can just probably start going ham on R&D, and there's not a lot Barry can do to stop him. That's the thing with Faust and Wildside out, there's very difficult to just to keep the runner out ever.
Yeah, I think Tamujan Archives, it's not the best.
There's another David, so yeah, so even that double chewing server is not gonna worry Ollie. And yep, here comes the fork, so double click David, I imagine. And yeah, I don't see why we can continue on. We've got cards for Faust. What's the worst Barry can res here? Oh, he jacked out. What is the worst Barry could res there? I suppose Itchy would be really annoying if he's got... It depends what he's got in hand, really. Oh. Strong play by Barry here. So it's install in the remote, advance, and then assemble something onto R&D. Yeah, but I think he was kind of counting on... not having a David, but looks like Ollie's not running the remote. It was interesting. I guess he doesn't know what the... Oh, no, he is. No, he is. So yeah, go through the first thing. Brainstorm! Nice. Okay, so Ollie's going to lose all the cards in his hand. Unless there's an MK Ultra lying around somewhere that he can use to break that. Yeah, so... Yeah, there's a mimic in hand, but like because luckily he doesn't get the brain damage because he can spend the cards to break the brain damage subroutines rather than just take the brain damage. So, but you know, a Neural Katana would be really bad right now for Ollie, and it's really a question of like does he want to risk it? Like. Nah, Ollie doesn't want to risk it. Like giving Barry another agenda here, like won't lose him the game. And also that could be a tune, but I mean, Barry's a wild card. Can't pin him down. It looks like he's just taking 3 credits, so I guess that's not an agent. Unless there's a food and he just wanted to biotic it, but that seems weird. So Ollie's going to install a chronotype. Maybe that was a trap. Yeah, Barry's running traps in this deck that suddenly this gets a lot more interesting. And that brainstorm is a big problem for Ollie. Like his mimic's in the bin, so yeah, there's not a great way to deal with that. There's a macrophage. This is again like this is a difficult card for an Arc to deal with. Ollie has a lot of money here, so he can probably just sort of pay through the relevant traces. At the moment, the Purge does nothing. You want to break the, you want to stop the trash. You want to. Ollie would have to make a decision on whether he wants to he wants to avoid getting a Parasite exiled from his bin. But I'm not sure he cares. So, yeah, I mean the other option is to David some of the subroutines. but I'm not sure if that's worth it for Ollie right now. He probably wants to save that David for some sort of spooned run.
First one, nobody cares. Second one, trace 3, I can fire at 3.
So it's like getting a fire, so...
2, that can fire at 2.
I'm going to do 2.
And the last one can fire at 1.
So I can't hear exactly what they're doing, but it sounds like Ollie... Ollie paid through all of the traces apart from the purge
Continue.
subroutine, which seems fair. Ooh, Architect. Architect's always painful. That's going to be 3 cards.
Access.
C1.
C1.
And yeah, that's game.
Oh,
well...
Here when you didn't have Faust.
I mean, well played by Barry, to be honest. Like, he had such a bad start, and it's just like...
That was a Vikram. But that was actually Mag 6. So if you got in.
So that was a trap. It wouldn't have been game, but it would have set Ollie a bit behind.
Pieces of ice behind the brainstorm kill me.
That Vikram...
Yeah.
Ollie could have paid through the traces on the Vikram. Like, that wasn't gonna... That wasn't going to endanger him. So Ollie wouldn't have been dead, but he still, you know, avoided the trap. So yeah, you know, well played by both players. I feel really bad for Barry getting nothing out of his idea ability that game, but yeah, that kind of just happens. And yeah, so we're going to move on to game 2 now shortly. So until next time, I've been Maxi. This has been Random Packet Loss, and thank you very much for watching.